Uh, I just saw a 20-minute interview of Christopher Waltz in 2009 when he played in Inglorious Bastards. I was one of my favorite films at the time. I rented it multiple times from Videoflix. It's Quentin Tarantino about Brad Pitt and some Italians and Americans are fighting against the Nazis, and the Nazis are hunting Jews, and Christopher Waltz is the main Nazi, and it's very eerie. He's going into private homes and interrogating the homeowner if they're hiding any Jews, and I like it because they go to a movie theater or a cinema or an opera play, and inside the opera play, the Americans, Brad Pitt and the French girl Sophie or whatever, are uh, are like undercover, and Christopher Waltz, and it's a party for Nazis. So they're trying to kill the Nazi or something, and the Nazis are all there, and it's very elegant but evil. And Quentin Tarantino said when he wrote the role of that evil Nazi that Christopher Waltz played, he knew instantly that it was a work of genius. It was the best character he ever wrote. He knew it at the time while he was writing it, and he was afraid that no one would ever be able to play it. But Christopher Waltz at the time was a German television actor, never being able to leave Germany. And Quentin Tarantino said, let's get a German to play the German part. And he interviewed Christopher Waltz. They did a rendition of the script, and they went through the entire thing. And, the dedication of Christopher Waltz, he said he rewatched all of Quentin Tarantino's movies to really understand the part, because he couldn't understand the part. And when he got to the last Quentin Tarantino movie, because he wanted to understand the director, the writer, then it finally clicked for him. And he played it perfectly, and he won an Oscar for that role, Best Supporting Actor. And it was really good. It was really good. If you haven't seen that movie from 2009, hilarious, classy, wicked, corrupted, mysterious, violent, as all Quentin Tarantino movies are. So what I learned from that was as they were filming, Christopher Waltz said to Quentin Tarantino, "Thanks for giving me my vocation back." Now, the interviewer said, "Thanks for giving me my career back." But Christopher Waltz corrected him and said vocation. And the difference is, a career is your job, but a vocation is something you were destined to do. And not everybody has a career that is their vocation. In fact, very few people are. In the acting world, something like, don't quote me on this, but something like 50 to 60% of actors never get past one time. They get one role, and then they never get anything ever again. And 80 to 90% of actors don't get more than 2 or 3. So 90% of actors don't get more than 3 roles in their lifetime. 90%. And it's like, what advice can we give to people that really want to follow their vocation but can't? And at the same time, My life currently is an example of being able to some degree, experience what you mean to do for low budget and low resources, because I've been making music, I've been making videos, I've been acting, I've been doing science, I've been doing research, I've been working out, cooking, eating, playing video games, doing stocks and finances and poker and chess and all these things that I wanted to do, playing the guitar, playing the piano, singing, performing a concert in my basement, making short form videos and playing sports. Everything that I wanted to do, even traveling, you can do for relatively, in a way, relatively little resources and cost, and maybe time as well. You can budget your time. But does that really fulfill your calling to make it a vocation? Something you wish to do out of pleasure to make it your career? And to continue with this German example, I mean, how many actors, singers, academics are in other countries, doctors, engineers, lawyers, that never hit a big payday or get famous because they're not from the US. I mean, Quentin Tarantino wrote a role about a German, went to Germany, found a German actor, and saved his life. But if you're outside of the USA, what chances do you have of being discovered like that? So definitely demographics and age, to a certain degree sex, male or female, come into question. But I mean, the talent and the skill is one thing. The talent and the skill is one thing, but at the same time, if you're not being rewarded for your talent and your skill, your ambition and your resources to push through and get to the world-class level, the elite level, there's less opportunity for you than someone from Barcelona, from Real Madrid, from Hollywood, from the top music labels, from the top pop stars, and from Hollywood, from Elon Musk, from Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. There's a lot less power for you to continue pushing to get to the world-class level when you're just some local sensation, and maybe you will be good but not world-class, and you gotta push to get to world-class. So I guess we can say the barrier to entry is low. You can always start off as a hobby and work your way up. And to start off as a hobby, you can get low cost items, resources, time, and work on your vocation like that, and then do some research, get some education and training and experience, and you'll quickly develop to the level of skilled amateur, which can probably get you satisfied enough. That will definitely satisfy your appetite. And then from there on out, to really improve, you probably got to start cutting and devoting more full-time energy into it. So the barrier to entry is low. Get some education, knowledge, skills, training, experience. You become a skilled amateur. But then to become a professional, you really got to then put in the full-time effort, or a significantly amount more of effort and time and energy into it. And then you can get roles and hired as a professional. And then from there on out, you got to get to world class. But we all got to start from the bottom. Yeah, that's about it. All right.